Please select a mission. Mission accepted.
Your objective is to eliminate as many enemy combat vehicles as you can. For this mission, we're backup for the guerrillas' offensive. That means our mission isn't over until theirs is. Keep an eye on the remaining time. Also bear in mind that you'll fail the mission if you don't take out a single vehicle. As for payment, the more vehicles, the bigger our paycheck. So give them a real fireworks show. Check the target's locations on your map. Once you've spotted incoming reinforcements, their location will be added to your iDroid 2. Be careful down there, boss!
Map has been updated.
loose? Just if you have the time to spare.
The map has been updated.
Boss, you're doing great. Plenty of targets eliminated. Just the pace I'd expect. Target eliminated. You've got other targets closing in. You can check their predicted route on your iDroid.
The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Boss, that prisoner we rescued provided some intel. We now know the location of a hidden enemy staging area. Check it on your iDroid.
The map has been updated.
Good. You've eliminated half the targets. Boss, need a little extra firepower? We spotted a Soviet weapons transport truck. Apparently its cargo was something pretty powerful. What do you think? Should we make him shoot? Boss,
Map has been updated.
Boss, that's incredible.
Remote
You're taking them out faster than they can come in. The guerrillas are Keep it up. Nice work, boss. The targets are almost history. Boss, we have new targets. Check your iDroid for the details.
The map has been updated.
Штаб, это кафе, ответьте! Штаб, ответьте, штаб! Штаб, это кафе, штаб, прием!
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Last one, boss. The guerrillas' offensive will be ending soon. Boss, you still at it? Keep going. This is the stuff legends are made of. All targets eliminated.
Mission
Boss, we're like a man possessed. The guerrillas' offensive is still in progress, but our work here is done. Exfiltrate the mission area. Damn it. Soviet reinforcements incoming. Tanks and a gunship. And you're the target. Looks like we pushed the Soviets a little too far. Boss, those Soviets are a threat to the guerrillas. You can bet there'd be a bonus in it if you take them out. That said, the mission objectives are complete, so you can leave the area if you want. Your choice, boss.
The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Прием! Вы меня слышите? Прием! Всем боевым группам, это КП. У нас проблема. Тревога по всем постам.
add up to. Eliminated. Just think what the reward will add up to. Yeah. 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 Eliminated. Just think what the reward will add up to.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
Support helicopter requested. has arrived. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Mission complete, boss. The NGO that asked us to rescue wild animals isn't ready to take them in yet. So we had no choice but to build an animal conservation platform. The NGO said they'll cover all expenses, including the day-to-day housing and feeding costs. If you're interested, take a chopper over and have a look. Boss, if you got time on your hands, come spend it back at the base. The men will miss you if you're gone too long. Boss, a certain scientist has contacted us, wanting to defect from the East. His name? He's Emmerich. That's right. The man we knew as Huey. We suspect he was complicit in the attack on Mother Base 9 years ago. He was working with Cypher. I've waited a long time for this. So I say, let's help Emmerich defect. Once he's here, we can sit down and catch up on old times. Emmerich is currently at Surak Power Plant. This is our chance. Boss, head for the power plant.
Marker placed.
Welcome home, boss. Thanks, boss. Thanks for that, boss. Thank you. Boss, thank you for saving the boss.
You have arrived at your destination.
That container's filled with raw materials. Looks like they're using those colored bands on the outside to tell the contents apart. Whatever's in them, they'll come in handy somehow for Diamond Dogs.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
Didi, stay.
Didi.
Fully trained and ready for action. The rest is up to you. Didi, go! He's going with you.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added. Unit function added.
Let me explain what D-Dog can do as your buddy. With that nose of his, he can sniff out and mark nearby enemies and prisoners. Should come in handy for infiltrating outposts. I trained him to detect mines and medicinal plants, too. When he locates something, check your map.
Please select a mission. Weather will clear shortly. Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Specify a project.
This war. The Kremlin never expected to have this much trouble against the Mujahideen. Afghanistan is a tribal society. Tradition demands that its people stand up to any outsiders who set foot on their land. With the honor of their people at stake, they have everything to fight for. No matter how hard the Soviets hit them, they continue to appear out of nowhere, striking back, then vanishing again. But there's one thing even the Mujahideen fear. Every last one of them. The Soviet gunships. They're highly maneuverable and equipped with massive firepower. Plus, the underside of the fuselage is heavily armored. The Mujahideen can barely scratch them with their small arms. Anyone who hangs around gets mowed down by the gunship's heavy machine guns. This new honeybee weapon that was given to the Hamid fighters, it's no doubt something to help them strike back against the gunships. Which makes it a weapon that could change the course of the war. Those guerrilla fighters known as Mujahideen don't actually belong to a single organization. Afghanistan is a multi-ethnic country. You've got the Pashtuns, the Tajiks, Uzbeks, Hazaras, and each of them is split into their own tribes, large and small. Each ethnicity has several rebel organizations that their various tribes gather under. They're united under the banner of jihad, but that doesn't mean they work like a single standing army. Just look at the area around Smasi Fort. A lot of Tajiks used to live there, but they fled after the Soviets started their scorched earth campaign. With the area uninhabited, the Hamid fighters, who are Pashtun, decided to move in. The Hamids are based out of the city of Peshawar. We passed through it on the western edge of Pakistan. The Pashtun people have long lived in Afghanistan and western Pakistan. They used to travel back and forth frequently. Then Britain went and established the border that still stands today. The Hamid fighters get generous support from the Pakistani government. The government wants to use them to secure influence over Afghanistan. Their liaison with the Hamids is Inter-Services Intelligence, and behind the ISI, you have the CIA. That's probably how the honeybee ended up in the hands of the Hamid men. The R&D team analyzed the honeybee. How? The CIA wanted it with everything intact. They took it apart to look at it. Then they put it back together. Everything intact. That's the R&D boys, all right. Turns out the honeybee's homing capabilities are a cut above previous manpads. It can detect a broad range of infrared wavelengths, and even ultraviolet for supplementary guidance. Hence the name, huh? Right. Honeybees rely on UV light to fly. With this device, flares don't do the target any good. That's why the Soviets are losing so many gunships. And why the CIA was so desperate to get it back. It wasn't just about preventing the Soviets from devising countermeasures. What if the likes of Iran got their hands on it? American aircraft would be put at risk too. We can use this tech to develop our own portable missile. That'll give us a huge advantage. It'll take a little time before the analysis results can be applied to actual implementation. But we'll keep moving with the research.
Select unit. Commencing platform construction. Plant expansion complete. Commencing platform construction. Plant expansion complete. Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Afghanistan. Please select a mission.
The objective is to rescue and extract a mujahid captured by the Soviets. He's being held in the ruins of Lamar Khati Palace, as are a lot of POWs. Civilians, guerrillas, suspected guerrillas. The Soviets have turned the place into their own black site. However, we've only been asked to rescue one of the prisoners. He's known as Malak, angel to his fellow mujahideen. The client is none other than his father. Or rather, this was his father's dying wish.
Caution, rain approaching. Heading to Afghanistan.
Mission is to rescue a prisoner being held at Lamar Khati Palace. He's known as Malak, angel to his fellow mujahideen. Start by checking the target's VI on your iDroid. The Soviets captured him and took him to the ruins of the palace. His family was subsequently killed in an airstrike on his village. The Soviets' scorched earth operation wiped it off the map. The client is none other than his father. Or rather, this was his father's dying wish. If you can manage to rescue other prisoners as well, each one will add a bonus to our pay. When you see them, I'm sure your conscience will tell you what to do.
Be careful down there, boss.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
The Mahate Palace. The target should be somewhere at that outpost.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been
You
updated.
gotta extract him.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Your shot bounced off. But at least it took that helmet with it.
КП, на зоне 10. Не закрывай! Мы не видим врага! Прием! Это КП, понял. Будьте начеку. Выключи врага. Конец связи.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
КП, Дмитрий 3. Потерял противника из вида. Ищу последние точки соприкосновения. Прием!
Clouds approaching.
Это КП, понял. Проверьте, но осторожно. Конец связи.
You have arrived at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Всем боевым группам. Устроить целый редлам. Похоже на проблемы с электроэнергией.
Where are you?
The target's been transferred. I've sent the information to your map screen. You're gonna need more information to pinpoint a location.
The map has been updated.
You gonna extract him?
Complete. The map has been updated.
Speak. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Spit it out. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
He's coming too. Roger that. The prisoner you extracted knew where the target is. I'm updating your map information. Take a look.
The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
There. That's the target. Badly wounded. We can rule out a full extraction. We'll just have to do it by chopper. Call the chopper from your iDroid, boss. Then carry the target to it.
The map has been updated. Please select landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
Support helicopter requested. Development project has been added.
دلته زما د ژغورلو لپاره راغلی ته د چا رالېږلې زما پلار مړ زما ټوله کورنۍ مړه دی ته چا ګوماره تا ته چا ویلي دي چې ما هغوی نه بوځم ته ولې داسې کوې ودرېږه ما هغو کسانو ته مه سپاره کوم چې څه نه پېژني
Extraction arrived at
مهرباني
Mother
وکړه
Base.
ما له ځان سره واپس بوځه
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
زما نوم ملک دی
Development project has been added.
زه به کوم چې اوس
This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Target extracted. Exfiltrate the hot zone, boss.
Gaining altitude.
Mission info has been updated.
Departing.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Mission complete, boss. Boss, that target you extracted, Malik, is saying that he's never heard of our client. What's more, he says his village was destroyed long before he was ever taken prisoner. Apparently it fell victim to some sort of disease, then was completely burned to the ground. Malik was out on a mission at the time, and that's the reason why he alone survived. But the question is, who hired us to find him? According to Malik, he saw strange soldiers snooping around the village when he got back. Turns out they were members of Cypher's strike force XOF. My theory is they wanted to get their hands on Malik to question or silence him before the Soviets could get to him. Cypher was just using us to cover things up. All that crap about Malik's relative was a front to convince us to retrieve him. But an entire colony just wiped off the map. It sounds a lot like the Hamid during the Honeybee incident. All I know, boss, is there's no way in hell I'm handing Malik over to Cypher. I decided to bring him back to Mother Base instead. He's one of us now. We told the client through a cutout that the target was killed. For some reason, though, they still paid us everything we were owed. Cypher's obviously up to something, and this is probably just another preemptive cleanup operation to them. But to Malik, he lost his village, his family, everything, and he wants his revenge. In other words, he's one of us. Scientist Emmerich wants us to find him so he can defect. He should be inside Serac power plant. Make contact with him.
Please specify a project. Development project has been added. Please specify a project. Please select a landing zone. Marker placed. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
reports of a Pashto English interpreter operating in that area. If you extract him, it could be plenty useful for us.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
That's the target.
The map has been updated.
Help me!
Analysis complete. Side ops list updated.
Okay, subject is in.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. The map has been updated. Unit function added.
You gotta extract him.
Подожди! Не стреляй!
Speak. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Кто-нибудь снимите меня!
Нет, не делай этого!
Spit it out. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Снимите меня отсюда!
Я не хочу умирать!
Where are the others? Talk.
You gotta extract him.
Where are your friends?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Я не хочу умирать!
He's coming too. Roger that.
Spit it out. Where are your friends?
You gotta extract him.
Marker removed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development complete. Guard post captured.
Ocelot said the number of private forces is increasing, and they've modeled themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago, we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology or state.
Yes. Sooner or later, the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PFs free reign?
That's our fault, too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years ago was a real problem for a lot of people. An organization as big as ours, with our facilities, was wiped off the map. Not an easy thing to hide. But if our existence came to light, so would the names of our clients. We had contracts all over, east and west, from superpowers to banana republics, the lot. Our clients denied all association with the likes of us. They had to make sure things didn't blow up on them. But at the same time, they missed us. They really missed us. The demand for armies for hire was as strong as ever. The international community turned a blind eye to what happened to us, despite still needing people who could do our jobs. History couldn't afford to lose us. As soon as we were gone, they needed a replacement. So private forces spread everywhere. And they're all just a phone call away.
But still.
I know. PFs are totally different from what we envisioned. Nation-states, revolutionaries, terrorists. They have a lot of clients, and Cypher is one of them. Cypher stays anonymous, but I know their work when I see it. In the eyes of those clients, the world's PFs are all just expendable pawns. The clients don't have to worry about losing their own men. Nobody knows they're involved, and PFs are cheap. In short, the world is chewing up soldiers and spitting them out. Even some of the old Mother Base's survivors are still working for PFs. Some guys created their own smaller forces. Others were taken on by emerging PFs. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But none of them are living their dream, because they're not fighting with you. Of course, I tried to headhunt as many of them as I could for Diamond Dogs. It was all... They said they weren't interested without you to lead them, but now you're back. Everything's gonna change. We'll unite all private forces under you, transcending nations and economies. What is a nation? Just a patch of dirt. The bonds among us will surpass nations. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. We'll establish a new kind of country. Redefine the very concept of it. Even Cypher will be below us. An extraterritorial federation of military nations. He's coming too. Roger that. Once word of Big Boss's return starts traveling, that'll be our true deterrent against Cypher. In other words, no one will dare to come gunning for you.
How do you figure?
Cypher lacks a large-scale fight. PFs are the perfect tool for them. But those PFs revere you. The legendary Big Boss. If Cypher killed you now, they wouldn't take it lying down. Maybe they'd even go looking for revenge, but they definitely wouldn't keep doing Cypher's dirty work, even if it put their lives at stake. That's why it's no longer a benefit to Cypher to get rid of you. The very fact that you're alive is... You gotta extract him. ...against Cypher.
Nice to know. It'll buy us some time while we get back to full strength.
Just keep in mind that what I'm saying is generalizing a lot. In practice, the PFs around the world don't know your face. Just declaring that you're Big Boss won't be enough to convince them. And if they see you as an enemy, they'll come at you with everything they've got.
Some hero.
That's why you need to bring them back to Mother Base. Show them on your terms that you really are the one and only Big Boss. Once you've proven that, they won't hesitate to join us.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis
That's the target.
complete. have arrived at your destination.
Talk. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated. Cargo placed.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Я не хочу умирать!
Where are your friends?
The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Side ops list updated.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Spit it out. Where are the others?
The map has been updated.
You gotta extract him.
Spit it out. Where are the others?
The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Development complete.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Talk. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Subject on board.
Analysis complete.
Это КП, понял. Последующие потери неприемлемы. Восток. Конец связи.
You have arrived at your destination.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Please select a landing zone. Development project has been added. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Ниоткуда! Не было звука выстрела! Возможно, глушитель! Прием! Понял. Внимание всем постам. Противник где-то прячется. Найди их.
You gotta extract him.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
He's coming too. Roger that.
This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
You gotta extract him. In their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost. He's coming too. Roger that.
The map has been updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Gaining altitude. Departing.
Side ops list
Like
updated.
your horse, you can give commands to D-Dog as well. He'll normally follow you around. You can also make him wait somewhere or lure an enemy by barking at him. Or you can sick him on the enemy to slow him down. Develop new gear just for him, and I'm sure he'll be capable of even more damage.